It sort of came to mind because it's keeping the mode of advertising moving forward. It's basically playing with characters, drawing you into their characters in order for you to understand that despite people's disabilities, everybody is as silly, as daft, as chatty, as great or hilarious with their friends as everybody else. It's a conversation between friends, really. They're just having a casual chat and just describing a comical scenario, and it's a very light touch with the comedy. You're just sort of drawn into this sort of intimate conversation. You're the fly on the wall being party to that, and I love that because of the sincerity and the cheekiness that comes through. There's that little shock moment that you're left to consider, oh really, would you? No, you wouldn't, would you? You wouldn't just wash it off and replace. And it's one of those little insights into a world that you'd probably never consider would ever happen. It's absolutely on brand for Maltesers. It stands out for all the right reasons and would definitely sort of draw your attention when it comes on TV. So yeah, it was great. Along with my first choice, if we look back at that and mention that it's reframing something, it's moving the conversation of advertising on in a certain manner, then I thought that this campaign that Boddingtons did absolutely did that. It takes your expected cliches of advertising. We understand what this is from all of those perfume ads we've all consumed over the years.
Now there's a cream that helps you stay in the sun just a little bit longer.
And just does that lovely, beautiful Mancunian twist on it.
Ah, heck. You could stay here as long as you like, Chuck.
Their attitude to Boddingtons and it being absolutely the cream of everything possible and therefore can use it as anything you want, I think is just a lovely interplay.
Hey, Vera, you fancy a top-up, love? Eh?
Ooh, not half. And give us another rub down with that chip fat.
Boddingtons, the cream of Manchester.
The bus moves off with that beautiful backdrop and you're sort of going, oh, okay, I see what you did there. And it's all just so smartly done to get a very English laugh. I can't really imagine that type of ad working necessarily in a different country. Yeah, it's very good. There's a whole campaign of these. This is my favourite just because he's such a grotesque character. The casting here, if it was casting indeed, was just amazing. And just the absolute straight delivery. It's a very, very pared back style. It's very documentary in its delivery, I think.
If you bring a plant from a natural environment into an unnatural environment, i.e. from the country of its origin, you put them out in your garden, and as soon as you get a sharp frost or a really heavy rain, then they're washed away and they die. But that's just nature's way of telling you that it's not right to have that plant there. And nature will reassert itself with people as well as with plants. And you'll see that with gays.
You see this character and your expectations are there going, oh, he's a lovely little middle-class chap in his garden. He's going to tell me something about petunias.
They'll be here for a short period of time, but they can't last because it's an unnatural state to be in.
The reason I wanted to bring it in was actually it's by Ministry of Sound and it's encouraging the youth to vote, making their voice heard. And I thought, again, that's a very interesting message for today's time. You know, how do you re-engage voters? And to me, the real surprising thing was that, you know, essentially a dance entertainment company felt strongly enough that it produced a series of ads shining a light on those dark corners and dark personalities that exist in England and are basically saying, you know, he'll use his vote, so come on, get on out.
I mean, perhaps there should be special centres set up where they could go to get them back into the mainstream, so to speak.
The normality of what he's doing and how he appears is so absolutely shocking to the message that he's delivering, and I just thought that was really clever. And they're obviously not massive budgets, so they're not going to win production awards, but I thought it's so beautifully written or observed if it was not cast. I thought it was a very important message to put back out there and sort of show people. The thread I was aiming for across the piece was really about understanding the tried and tested scenarios within advertising and managing to bring your own view to the table, reframe that, move that conversation on, understanding the power of stereotypes and the power of people's expectations and understanding of humanity and other people, but twisting it, playing with it in some way, be it visual, be it for comedic effect, or be it to genuinely make a political message and change. The joy of advertising is playing with expectations and therefore allowing you to do things differently. And I suppose that's sort of what I'm trying to draw through these 3 ads.